Why did the Xenomorph save Rain? Did it want to keep her for impregnation, or was it driven by revenge? This scene from Alien Romulus left audiences stunned and full of questions. The moment is undeniably puzzling. Rain, one of the central characters, is plummeting toward what seems like certain death, only for a Xenomorph, one of the galaxy's deadliest predators, to intervene, catching her and pulling her to safety. For longtime fans of the franchise, this action defied all expectations. Xenomorphs are known to hunt, kill, and reproduce, not save humans. So what could have driven this creature to such an uncharacteristic act? Was it cold calculation, an instinct for survival, or something more sinister? Let's explore the possibilities. As anyone familiar with the Alien franchise knows, Xenomorphs operate on basic, primal instincts. They kill to survive, and more importantly, they need living human hosts for reproduction. Throughout the series, they are shown hunting their prey, but more significantly, they aim to impregnate humans through the use of facehuggers. The process is gruesome and terrifying. A facehugger latches onto the host, implants an embryo, and later, the infamous chest burster emerges, killing the host in the process. Could this be the explanation for the Xenomorph's behavior in Romulus? Did it save Rain because it needed her for this exact purpose? Some fans argue that this is the most likely reason. In fact, as the scene unfolds, there is a facehugger crawling nearby, suggesting that the Xenomorph's goal was to ensure Rain's survival long enough for the facehugger to do its job. From this perspective, the Xenomorph's action was not an act of mercy, but a calculated move to preserve a viable host for its offspring. The idea that the Xenomorph saved Rain for impregnation is certainly plausible, especially given the franchise's history. The creatures are driven by their reproductive needs, and we've seen them take humans alive before, keeping them as hosts for future Xenomorphs. In that sense, the Xenomorph's actions in this scene align with its established behavior. By preventing Rain from falling to her death, the creature ensured that she could later be impregnated by the facehugger lurking nearby. However, while this explanation fits within the Xenomorph's biological imperative, some fans feel that the scene is still odd. As one Reddit user pointed out, they've never had the thought process of doing something good to kill them later on. The Xenomorphs, after all, are not known for acts of selflessness. Their motivations, if they can be called that, revolve solely around survival and reproduction. So why would this Xenomorph take the risk of saving Rain when it could have simply let her fall and sought out another host? Another possible explanation is that the Xenomorph was driven by a more personal motivation: revenge. Throughout the Alien films, the creatures are portrayed as relentless and brutal. They hunt with precision, and when they kill, they do so in ways that are often sadistic. Could it be that this Xenomorph wanted to ensure that Rain's death would be at its own hands, rather than as the result of an accidental fall? This theory posits that the creature's desire for dominance over its prey is so strong that it couldn't allow Rain to escape a more personal form of death.
Oh my God. I've never seen anything like it. Doctor. What is it, Doctor?
I'm fine. Get the t-shirt.
In this light, the Xenomorph saving Rain becomes less about preservation and more about power. It wasn't just trying to keep her alive for reproductive purposes. It was asserting its control over her fate. The Xenomorph, in this interpretation, is not just a mindless killing machine, but a creature with a desire for domination. It wanted to be the one to kill her, on its own terms, and saving her from the fall was merely the first step in ensuring that outcome. But even with this interpretation, fans are left with lingering doubts. As another Reddit user observed, none of the other aliens before had a problem with the characters dying by other situations other than impregnating them. In other words, the Xenomorphs have always seemed indifferent to how their prey dies, as long as the species' survival is ensured. So why this sudden shift? Why did this particular Xenomorph seem to care about Rain's fate more than others in the past? To answer this, we must consider the intelligence of the Xenomorphs. Over the years, the franchise has hinted that these creatures are not merely driven by instinct, but are capable of complex thought. In Alien Covenant, for example, the Xenomorphs' adaptability and strategic thinking are highlighted, showing that they can assess situations and make calculated decisions. Could it be that Romulus was hinting at a deeper evolution within the Xenomorphs? Are these creatures developing new strategies or perhaps even new motivations beyond their original programming? This ambiguity is part of what makes the Xenomorphs so terrifying and so fascinating. They are creatures that defy easy categorization, existing somewhere between animalistic instinct and calculated intelligence. In saving Rain, the Xenomorph in Romulus may have been acting out of a combination of survival, vengeance, and strategic thinking. Its motivations are not entirely clear, and that is what makes the scene so unsettling. Ultimately, the answer to why the Xenomorph saved Rain may never be fully resolved. Some fans will continue to believe that it was a purely biological decision, a way to ensure that Rain would become a host for the next generation of Xenomorphs. Others may see it as an act of revenge, driven by the creature's desire to exert its power over its prey. And still others may argue that the scene represents a new phase in the Xenomorph's evolution, hinting at a deeper, more complex intelligence than we've seen before. In the end, the mystery of the Xenomorph's actions in Alien Romulus adds another layer to the franchise's enduring appeal. The Xenomorphs remain as enigmatic and terrifying as ever, their motivations shrouded in mystery. Whether it was driven by the need to reproduce or a desire for revenge, one thing is certain. The Xenomorph saving Rain is a moment that will continue to haunt fans of the series for years to come.